Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. Each and every one of my 5,010 subscribers, and of course, all my viewers. I am so excited. You did it. You did it. You took me over that 5,000 threshold, and I am so grateful and so thank you and absolutely thrilled. So, huge milestone was accomplished yesterday evening, my time, and I am just beyond thrilled. So I thank each and every one of you. What a thrilling accomplishment that you have bestowed upon me. So I thank you. And as usual, I thank you for my viewers, the people who view me, of course, my subscribers. The thumbs up and the comments continue to amaze me because they are, as I say, smart and witty and funny and supportive of each other. And it thrills me that this is what my channel has evolved into, a safe space where people can be supportive. You know, one of the most absolutely rewarding things about launching this channel and having this channel grow are the number of comments that I get that say, you know, thank you because you helped calm me down. Thank you, you know, because you're helping me through this nightmare. Thank you because, you know, I have more clarity. I can't tell you how much it just warms my heart to know that I am contributing something positive and valuable to each and every one of your lives. And so I humbly thank you. Okay. So I just have an interesting aside that I want to get to just before I start today's reading. So Bloomberg threw himself into the presidential race yesterday. Now, I know next to nothing about this man, okay? But I know this. I know this about the universe. And if you think about it, you'll all see this exact same thread that runs through each and every life. So you go along and you have an experience, and from that experience, you feel like you have gained a valuable insight, or you've come to understand something with clarity, or you figured out that, you know what, I thought that was a great idea, but in hindsight, I don't think that's what I actually want in my life. And so you make that decision and you have great clarity about it. And the universe kind of has a warpy little sense of humor, I think, because what it does is it circles around and it says, I'm going to present this same situation to you again, just maybe in slightly different clothing or, you know, attitude or look. And we're going to see if you actually mean it, if you really, really don't want that in your life. So, kind of this is my question. Has the United States not had their fill of businessman presidents? And I include Andrew Yang and Steiner, whatever his name is, and Bloomberg in this. And if I've missed any other business people, there is a difference between a politician or somebody who has acquired wealth or earned wealth or done whatever they've done versus a businessman, because they are hardwired differently. All of them are hardwired in this transactional way. Now, some certainly more than others, but it's like, do we really think that a businessman is who is going to fix the intense political problems the United States has? I don't know. I'm just throwing a question out there. But it's sort of like, maybe give that some thought. It's just a curious thing to me, you know? But I know the universe well enough to know that I would not be at all surprised, or have not been at all surprised, that you have these businessmen kind of surging into, you know, that presidential race. And I think if we've learned anything in the last 3 years, is that the United States government cannot act or function from the perspective of good business, because their priority is supposed to be the people. that we the people thing. Yeah, that's supposed to be their priority. And of course that involves finance and whatever else. But I don't know that you can actually start from a place of, transactional attitudes. Just a thought. Okay. So we learned a couple things yesterday. One of the things that we learned when that court ruling came down about McGahn was that, gee whiz, apparently the president is not supposed to be a king. Can you imagine? So that's going to be appealed, all right? And whether McGahn comes in to testify, in that process, I don't think so. There's probably going to be a stay, which will delay him sort of having to react until it goes to, I'm thinking it's the Supreme Court. I might have that wrong. Your court system confuses me a little. But, the judge certainly made it very, very clear that there is no such thing as absolute immunity, and there is no such thing as a king in the United States, and there is no such thing as a president being able to say, you can't talk to anybody because you, were part of my staff or part of my inner circle. Even if that president is paranoid and delusional. You're still not allowed to do that. Okay. Let's take a look-see about with Giuliani today. Let's just see what's going on with Mr. Mayor. So he's in trouble. He's in really big trouble. That Southern District of New York is coming down on him. The subpoenas that they sent out, I think they listed like 7 or 8 things that they're actually looking at him for. Things like wire transfer and mail transfer, failing to register as a foreign agent, campaign donations, donating to a campaign in someone else's name, foreign money, facilitating foreign money coming into a campaign. He's in trouble. But, he has made it very clear that he is not the slightest little bit concerned because he has insurance on Trump. So, let's take a look and see how that's going to work out for him, okay? Come on down. I have a question. Bring that up a little bit there. Okay. I have a question, and my question is, let's discover what there is to discover about Giuliani right now. Rudy Giuliani. Hold on, let me think about that. Giuliani present future, Giuliani present future, Giuliani present future. Okay, well, so this is fascinating. So right now, Mr. Giuliani really does think that he's in control. He really does. I mean, he believed that, or believes that this whole relationship that he has with Donald Trump, this, I'm only as his personal lawyer relationship, he believes that that actually protects him. And why somebody who used to run the Southern District of New York has deluded himself into thinking that the law somehow has twisted itself to accommodate him personally, I do not understand, but it's clear that that's what has happened. So as it is, he is the keeper of the secrets, right? He has so much dirt on Trump. It is mind-boggling, frankly. I think it probably rivals what David Pecker and the National Enquirer had on Trump. Because not only, is he his personal lawyer at this point in time, but he's known him for a really, really long time. And I energetically, and this, I'm not sure, but it feels very much as if What Cohen couldn't take care of or was even too dirty for Cohen, it was sort of shifted to Giuliani. I could be wrong about that, but that's definitely what it feels like. So he has a treasure trove of secrets, which in his world translates to insurance. So even when Trump gets snarky with him or testy, he sits very secure in his throne, feeling as if he has the goods, and that is what is going to protect him and keep him safe and allow him to live his life in the way in which he wants to live it, whether that is status, attention, adulation, or money. And I have said, I think since the very first time I read on Giuliani, that Giuliani's drug of choice is being relevant. He loves the money, he adores it, he loves the prestige and the status, all of it. Don't kid yourself. He's not one-dimensional. But being relevant, particularly being relevant in the federal government, the White House, is what keeps him moving along. Now, unfortunately, the White House, it was not the one paying his bills, and nor was Donald Trump, because he's such a cheap little that he wasn't the one funneling money to Giuliani. So who was paying him? It appears the Russians, and or those acting as agents of the Russians. So Parnas and Furmore. Well, you know who I'm talking about. Igor and Lev. Okay, that's how we're just going to talk about them. They were paying him, but who was paying them so they could pay him? That money was coming from Russia. So, that's the base, okay? That's what we know, and that's the starting point. Let's see how this is going to unfold for good old Rudy. Oh, not so well, apparently. Ooh, really not so well. Oopie. Okay, so Mr. Giuliani, oh my. In Donald Trump's world, you either are or you are not, and it goes beyond loyalty. It's you either are or are not useful to him. And at the point where you are not useful, Trump literally gets rid of you. You become the coffee boy. He disassociates himself from you. And he sort of throws you out of that inner circle, literally like, yesterday's garbage. He has no use for you at that point in time when you are no longer serving his agenda. And the problem right now with Trump is that he is so delusional. He is sort of so far gone into this paranoid state where he's scared of every shadow and everybody's attacking him and everybody's out to get him and nobody... That it's very hard, of course, to stay useful to the guy because he's spinning out of control. And so ultimately Giuliani is going to be disappointed and he is going to have to walk away from the current situation. And that probably is going to be to save his own butt, because remember, this is state and Barr cannot protect him from state investigations. To a fairly significant degree, and more, Trump cannot pardon him for state offenses. So he's really, I'm sorry, he is absolutely going to get hung out to dry, okay? All of the tricks, all of the misdeeds cannot in any way, shape, or form stand up. They cannot survive the illumination. And that is exactly what's coming for him, okay? Everything that has been going on under sort of cover is going to get that beautiful, beautiful, brilliant, bright, investigative light shone on it. and it's not going to be very pretty. You know, right now, he seems to sort of, oh my God. Right now, he seems to feel that he is still juggling things. He really actually is deluding himself into thinking that he is in control. Okay, buddy, you've got death and you've got the tower. You are not in control. It's not happening. If you think you are, well, guess what? You can go have a cup of tea with Donald, because the two of you are functioning and operating apparently in this bizarre alternative reality, okay? Because yeah, that's not going to work out for you so well there, bud. Yeah, the more light is shone, the more secrets that come out, the more it gets exposed, the more agitated he becomes, the more worried he becomes. And the thing with Giuliani is he's cocky, you know? Like, this guy is on television literally screaming out to the world, he's not going to throw me under the bus because I have insurance. Why don't you wave a red flag in front of a bull? Like, really? But he gets cocky and he can't control his mouth. And so he says things that he would have been better off not saying. All right? And that's where we're at with him. So he is going to continue to say reckless things, and behind the scenes, he is continuing to try to dig up dirt on the Bidens, on the whole Ukrainian pretend scandal. He's still all about that. Make no mistake. Despite all of these subpoenas going out, despite the increased pressure that is being applied to him, he is under the delusion, despite all evidence to the contrary, that he is going to be the magical one that Trump saves. And he would be wrong. It is going to come crashing down on him. And I'm going to say right now, ethics complaints, which I think is the title for what happens when lawyers get in trouble with, like, sort of the bar. I would not be at all surprised if by this time next year, Mr. Giuliani no longer had a law license. And let's face it, come on, that's actually not going to be a huge loss for the world, because he actually hasn't been practicing law for a while now. What he has been practicing is sort of mob mentality. And that's not going to work out so well for him. His relationship with Trump is going to undergo intense scrutiny. And frankly, his relationships with other people, other business associates of his, whether it is, good old Lev and Igor, or anything else, that stuff is going to be exposed. And it's not going to bode well for him. It's really not. The government is coming down on him, and the government is not going to put up with any half measures when it comes to him. This is the thing, right? Come on, let's just think about this logically. The Southern District of New York is full of lawyers, okay? It's full of lawyers. You open the door and, yeah, lawyers everywhere you look. Do we think that they are happy or pleased or honored to have the same title as him of lawyer? Do we think that those people are going to sweep stuff under the rug because, it's Giuliani? No, that is not going to happen. In fact, in some ways, I want to say that it puts a bigger target on his back, right? Because by his very behavior, he is besmirching the reputation of lawyers everywhere, and they're not appreciating that so much. He also, lives in a land of delusion these days. He is still under the impression that he can sail himself out of the troubles he is in. He cannot. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not getting clarity about whether he actually ends up sort of behind bars for this. But I can tell you the burdens he is going to be carrying, the destruction of his name and reputation, are all going to come crashing down, And let's not forget that Giuliani's son works for the White House. So the same thing, okay, that he is sort of accusing Biden of, the whole, nepotism angle, that's exactly sitting at his feet too. So he doesn't have any room, and frankly, he is not a clean lawyer, okay? So the very things that he accuses others of and is trying to bring them down for, frankly, are exactly the same behaviors that he engages in. Yeah, it's not going well. He can delude himself for a little bit longer, that things are going his way, and he has control, and he is in a position of power because he has insurance now. Let's remember that. Yeah, that's going to fall down and crumble because the truth is coming for him, and it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be murkier and darker and frankly more disgusting, more corrupt. I think that as we sit here, we can actually even in some ways comprehend, because it is bigger, it is deeper, it is broader, but it's not sustainable for him. Okay. So yeah, it's not looking so good. He's going to keep talking and yakking away because that's what he does, because he thinks that, he's smart and he's got this under control. Yeah, no control. Okay, no control, buddy. He's going to keep on, doing what he does for Trump, thinking that he's, going to be reaping the benefits. Yeah, no benefits, buddy. I got news for you. Not benefits at all. You've got death. You've got the Tower. You've got the Nine of Swords. And you have the Sun. And that is going to be what brings this down, frankly, around your head. It's about money. It is about status and possessions. And guess what happens? There is going to be a significant change of fortune for Mr. Giuliani, and the worry and the burdens continue, and they will grow and they will grow, and pretty soon you are going to crack. And in the not too distant future, I guess you're going to be known as Coffee Boy Rudy. It's too much, too many secrets. They have to come out, they have to be exposed, and so they shall. Well, it looks like Rudy is in for a bit of a bumpy ride. I've got to say, probably couldn't happen to a nicer person or a more deserving person. Maybe I'll say it that way. Okay, so lots and lots and lots is going on. Lots is happening. As I said yesterday, stay aware, kind of on the periphery. But for Americans, this is the week to celebrate the blessings. And even if your blessings are few, you have the blessing that you get up in the morning and the sun may be shining, and there is always goodness to be found in each and every life. And I pray that you find yours, and that you continue this week as you're gearing up towards your Thanksgiving holiday. I am absolutely thrilled that for your Thanksgiving this year, you are, as a country, you are so much farther ahead than last Thanksgiving or the Thanksgiving before that. That was a time of chaos and destruction and confusion and despair. This Thanksgiving, you are moving into clarity, feeling like things are coming back under control. And I'm just going to share this with you as sort of my final thought. The last little while, as this has sort of started unfolding and coming into focus a little bit better, when I think of the White House, I keep seeing, so there's the White House, right? And over top of the White House, I see a big straw broom, actually with a pretty red, white, and blue bow, okay? And this broom symbolically is going to sweep as much as it can right out of your White House. So let that be the picture that you hold in your mind. Let that be the positive visualization, that that which is corrupt and that which does not serve the United States and its people gets swept right out of the White House. I thank you again from the bottom of my heart, each and every one of you. For those of you who are celebrating, enjoy your Thanksgiving, and I will see you soon. Take care. Be well. Bye.